Okay, so I am currently in year 2, January. My main goal right now is finding some halite, which is salt. I am having to take a little break to make some pies for my mining adventures. Let's look at these pies going. I'll do a quick tour of my base so you can see how that's looking. Turn down the game audio a little bit. I feel like it's competing pretty bad. Okay. All right. So if you've never made pies in Vintage Story, you gotta heat up the oven first and then put your pies in there. Making a bunch of different pies. Put some turnip pies in there. I really like this third top. I think it's really pretty. So I put that top on all my pies. Come on. There we go. Get that in. 1, 2, 3. And we're just making some more pies. This is one thing I really like about this game. Like we're about to go. The last time I played this, I died to a bear, and now I'm back home making pies. I don't know. It's an interesting game. It keeps you on your toes. I really like it. After I make this last pie, I need to check to see if the other ones are done, because you can burn pies. They are currently partly baked. There they go. 1, 2, 3. Get it. All right. And then I think we're doing some more parsnip pies. I probably should have some more. Oops. Some more ovens, but I only have 3 right now. Ugh, I lost my flow. I gotta get back in the flow. There we go. Bread. 1, 2, 3. Bake. I feel like they're cooked behind me. I feel like they're cooked. Only partly. We'll need. We'll do these pies next. So we pick these up. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. All right. Good to. I like to. You do nice big pie batches, so I don't have to do it again for a little while. Last one. And I did recently upgrade my windmill mill so that I can fill it up with a bunch of God, what are they called? A bunch of grain, so it can do them all at once. Hi, Joe. This is Vintage Story. I know you mentioned you might be interested in this. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. This is the chill part where we're just baking pies. Later we'll go see some eldritch horrors. It'll be fantastic. Doing all right today. A little bit tired. I guess I didn't sleep very well last night. Oh no! You're fighting the warden? Yeah, so you guys are gonna go to the ancient city. It sounds like you guys are gonna have a fun time with that. I might get on a little bit later. 15 times! Oh my goodness. I might get on later and help you guys out. I do have to work tonight, so I'll be up late. Then we're gonna need to reheat these ovens probably after this. Once it gets down to like the 200s, I feel like it doesn't cook as quickly. I like it to cook quickly, so I keep them toasty. So I'm just gonna get this. And for anybody who is learning to play, you see at the very top it's got like a torch plus shift plus light fire. So you do that, you hold those three until it goes away, and that's how you know that it's lit. It can be kind of hard to figure out sometimes. Trim hunting, yeah, those are the trickiest trims to get. Yeah, dodge all those wardens. Feel free to grab wool, although I think Felix has got a wool farm too, so feel free to grab from our wool farm if you need to. That's a real fun time. All right, once I get these three in, we'll go down to the cellar. I'm gonna wait for that one to finish, just so they can go all at the same time. There. Boom, boom. Okay. Down here is my cellar. So in vintagestory, if you store things in a cellar, they last for longer. So let me come up here. So if I put this pie in here, you can see it's going to stay fresh for 43 days. But now if I come down here, it should be longer. Sometimes it does take a minute to realize that it's in the cellar, so we might have to come back a little bit later. But this should last longer down here. I've got a bunch of stuff for a bunch of crocks that are stored for like half a year or something. Ridiculous. These are lasting a long time. Let's see, these should be at least part baked by now. Oh, they're full baked. 1, 2, 3. Meant to store the other pies down there as well. But it's January, so we're almost through winter. It'll be February, and then at the end of February, hopefully, some of the snow will start melting. I did settle a little south of spawn. Probably not enough south for it to really make a difference for the winter, though. But it's been going all right. Let me get these pies out. Next one's in, and then I'll kind of show off the little greenhouse area that I've been working on in preparation for springtime. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I've got 4 greenhouses now. One of them is dedicated to berries. It's just jam-packed with a bunch of different berry bushes. But the other ones are going to be standard farms. I have been working on creating terra preta. The biggest roadblock for me has been compost. I do have a farming trader near me that I can trade some, usually bread, to get gears and then get compost from them too. But compost has honestly been the biggest hang up for me. I am also, once we get these out, I'll show my charcoal pit, above ground charcoal pit. Oh, I love that. Did you see it? Did you see it rise? God, it's so cool. I love that little tidbit. So this was one project for the winter, and so this is pretty much done. I just need to start working on getting more Terra Preta. I don't think I'm going to have all of it by springtime. The other one was to do more, to keep refilling this charcoal pit, and I've already filled it once and burned it, and so this will be the second fill and burn. And I still have pit kilns because I cannot find bauxite. So I cannot make refractory bricks yet. I just recently found chalk. I was having a hard time with all the lime stuff, and I do need to go check my leather. I've got some leather soaking. But I did recently find chalk, which is great, and I'm hoping there's halite over there. But we'll find out. Okay, so oops, put that in there. And we're going to take probably 2 pies. We're gonna take. If you're new to Vintage Story, the way you take pies with you got to put them on a table and then shift and then hold right click with your knife to cut them into pieces. And then you can store them up. I am going to refill on that. Is that completely full? It is not. Okay. Now it's completely full. Okay. We'll do a real quick base tour. This is the kitchen area. I've kind of already seen that. This is the greenhouse area. So behind here is kind of an experiment. I've never raised these sheep before, but I do need milk because I do want to do cheese. And so I am raising these goats, goats, I guess they're goats. Some of these are Gen 2. So I think they're so hard to track. I have to pin them up sometimes to make sure, but it looks like at least one of them's pregnant, and then I probably need to refill that goat. So they've been fairly annoying. I've done rabbits before, and I'm never doing rabbits again. I don't recommend doing rabbits. But real quick, we'll stop in here. This is a tower. The main purpose of this is to be a little lighthouse, just waypoint. But I am putting some of the lore items that I find around in here, just because I don't know where else to put them, because I got some books and stuff up here. And these floors are empty. I've got my lightning rod up here. A nice little view. Nice little view of the area. So my windmills over there. Currently only one of those windmills is hooked up to everything underneath. I have large gears, but the windmills aren't currently big enough to power the large gears efficiently. So come spring, one of my big goals is going to be to do more flax, to obviously get more flax to get more sails. And I'm also working on a sailboat, but we'll get to that in a minute. Over here is my storage hut. Nice and small. So important stones and ores. So I've got a lot of quartz in here. There's some sulfur, just anything that I don't want to accidentally turn into paths. And then stones are in here. Is this dirt? This should be over here in dirt. Dirt, sand and gravel, organics, just kind of anything in here. Wood, all bunch of different. So I've got some seeds in here, and then just some little bits and bobs. Stone blocks. I haven't done a whole lot with stone yet. I do want to redo the walls, and have do like cobblestone and stuff. Just haven't gotten to it yet. Random stuff in here, and then clay stuff. And then I have pit kiln, little storage huts. I really love crates. I didn't really use them a whole lot until this playthrough, but they're super helpful. So if you, is it caps lock? Yeah, caps lock, right click, you can get a full stack of whatever it is. And such is really helpful. It only stores one item, but for things that you need a lot of, like bulk items, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic way to store, so you don't have to open the chest and drag it out and all that stuff. You can just get it, just right click to get individual, or caps lock, right click to get a full stack, and then you can shift caps lock to throw it all in there. We already looked at the charcoal pit and the pit kiln. This was my starter house, so really all that's in here now is the bed, just some random stuff in here, and some spare tools. Not much in there. I do want to go over here to my leather processing. So we've got had to do borax for a while because I didn't have anything else, but now I've got chalk, so I can do lime. So I've got the lime bins here, and then the weak tannin, and then this is going to be for slacked lime, and then here's strong tannin. So it looks like they're only about halfway done over here in the barrels. But let me get there. Okay. I like to combine combine them together. There we go. And this is really cool. I started doing this. This is awesome. It doesn't work so well when you have two buckets. Hold on. Let me put one down. Okay. There we go. But that, look how quickly you can fill your barrels up. Oh my god, it's so nice. It's great. I love that. I do keep a bucket of water on me for mining when I'm going mining, which is what we will be doing in a little bit. Real quick, we'll stop by here. The smithy, got all the molds up top, and then crates with charcoal, iron, and copper. I've got my molds over here for the copper. I've got a couple stacks over here. I am running through my iron, so I've got some blooms. Oh, it is nice and windy right now. Oh, this will be a good time. This would be a good time to get those ironed out. I got bees over here. Currently not harvesting them because they don't regen in the winter. So that has kind of slowed down, but then this is where I get the honey out of, and then make more keeps and make candles over here. And then my main two sources of food are over here. The first one being boars, which I believe I'm on Gen 3 of now. Yes. So typically I like to have 3 females and 1 male, but my last crop, it was all boars except for these 2, these 2 females. So these sows stayed, and then the 1 boar stayed. I think they need to have portions eaten 10 before they can mate, so I do need to feed them. Is it 16? I think it's 16 that they do. There we go. All right. So with the just to explain real quick with the animals, I only feed them when I want them to mate, to breed. Otherwise, they don't get fed. The way I roleplay that in my head is that they have access to, you know, the outside and some grass in here. And so my head canon is that they forage for food down here where they're not being fed in here. But 2 to 3 sows and 1 boar, it's so much meat and so much, so many hides. It's ridiculous. My cheeky chicks just recently hatched. They're what, Gen 6, I believe, which is great. They still run away. So I'm gonna wait until they grow up to see what genders they are, and then hopefully they're hens, and then I'll process the Gen 5 hens and keep the Gen 6 hens. It doesn't matter what the rooster is. It only matters what generation the hens are to increase the generation. But it is nice. If I'm outside, the Gen 5, like, you can look at them usually. Well, they're still freaking out from when I was in there. There we go. See how they're settling down? You can look at them from outside and they're not freaking out. They do freak out if you run. Yeah. But Gen 5's enough that you can look in a window and have them not freak out. The higher the generation, the more tame they become. So they'll be more chill. All right, we gotta capitalize on this wind while we can. Oh, also there's a moat all the way around the outside of the wall. So some animals get trapped down there. This is actually how I got the goats, is that they fell over here and I dug them a hole over there. But I did this because the last long-term game I got, I played a bear got into my chickens and bighorn sheep. I had bighorn sheep and decimated them. So now I have fortifications. All right, so we are going to use the while we have some good wind, I want to be able to use the oh god, what is this called? Frick, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. The Helve Hammer. There we go. We're gonna use the Helve Hammer to make some iron ingots. So I do need to switch it over. Let me see if. All right, it's still working on chalk, but that's fine. We can switch it. Oops, I didn't mean to take all of that. I'll engage the clutch. Oh no, did the wind die down? There we go. Okay. I was worried for a second. But we're good. All right. Let's see. Eat some pie. So the one thing about pie, you can see how I only have a little bit of hunger left. If you eat just part of a piece of pie, it makes like another piece of, I guess, because it's another serving. I guess it makes sense, but it can be kind of annoying. It can be kind of annoying. So you do have to make sure that you're low enough on hunger to eat it. I don't think we're gonna do all of this right now because this is gonna be super boring. But you can see I do have the large gear here. I've also got a large gear back at the house. For once we get those sails going. But I've also got a pulverizer over here with another clutch. I do need to get a clutch for this guy as well, but it doesn't really matter since we don't have the large gear running. But I've got some hoppers to catch the output of the quern on 3 sides, and then on the 4th side I have a hopper going into it to feed it items. And then what you do is you put like something that can't be exported in like the final result square, and when this gets, let me just do it. When this gets pulverized, it'll just shoot out a random side. And then the hoppers are going to catch them and send them down here into this chest. That's great. All right. We'll just do this one other one since we already have it sitting up. Oops. And I think I heard a bad guy running around somewhere. Let's check the rift activity. Only medium. It might be above because there was a bunch of quartz above, and I did mine out above. Up there. We're not gonna go messing with him right now. We're not gonna mess with that. The music's getting loud again. Geez, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. Usually I play with the music off because I'll listen to something else while I play, but decided to turn it on for this. One thing that I've found is super helpful is having a tool rack like everywhere. Also, spend some time making these brass torch holders. They are a pain in the butt to make, but your torches won't die. Because if you just put a torch on the side of a wall like that, it'll eventually burn out, and then plus also to obtain it, you have to break it and then pick it up. With this, you can just right click and pick it up. So good. Because we are, oh man, yeah, we are losing some wind. Okay. If you've never built a health hammer before, it just makes ingots. You can also have it make a plate, like a copper plate or an iron plate, also a steel plate. But why it's super helpful for iron is that sometimes these, where'd it go? Sometimes the iron blooms don't actually have enough yellow, like correct voxels, like iron voxels to make an iron ingot. You'll have too many of these dark voxels, which don't make an iron ingot. With a health hammer, it will always be able to make a full one. So that's super helpful. It is becoming painfully slow now. But this noise right here, this is why you build your health hammer away from your base, because it's so loud. And you also build a clutch because, again, it's so loud. All right, so we got that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack those in my inventory back there. I'm gonna turn that off. X to switch whatever you have highlighted in your hotbar with your offhand. Put that in there, and then we're gonna run back to base. We're gonna throw these in the water. I've got a little water pool outside my smithing area. So right here. So if you move them from your inventory, you don't, oh crap, you don't have to have the tongs. Now that one, I didn't throw it far enough, so it did hurt me. But usually if you throw it far enough, it won't hurt you. All right, so let's go ahead and eat this real quick and move these over. I'm just gonna hide in the house for a moment to open my map and show you what we got going on. So we've got, so this is the main base right here. I did find a teleporter, translocator, like pretty early on, that translocated me down here. Not quite as far as I had hoped it would have. But you can see all of my prospecting waypoints. If you're new to Vintage Story, you need to prospect everywhere, because what you're doing is you're making a heat map. You're making a heat map of where things are and where things are not. And there's some good imagery that you can find online, but typically you're going to have like a green splotch, and then it's going to fade out to red, and then you're going to have another green splotch. You can see how a green splotch fade to red, green splotch, red, and then this is going to be green probably at least here, and maybe another green splotch up here. And then fade to red between them. I've gone pretty far south. Down here, there's actually no ores. I am currently building a sailboat down here, and my plan is to break this open so that I can go exploring out to sea that way. The thing that is keeping me, that is locking me right now, is flax, so gotta wait till spring for that. But halite, which is salt, which is super hard to find. So down here, I had a couple very pours with like single-digit percentages. So I did mine up the borax here. I did need the borax. I think there was a higher borax somewhere. But I got borax from around here, but I did not dedicate any time for halite down there. I think, yeah, there was a couple more traces of halite down here. Again, pretty low though. The highest percentages I've been able to find have been up here, and these are still not, I mean, it's still poor, because I know the percentages aren't the main thing that matters. I know it's the descriptor. Poor is still the best that I can find. And in my last long-term world, when I found halite, it was actually under a poor area, even though I had like very good indicators in some places. There was nothing under them. So this is where I've started to, this is where I'm going to start, oh god, grid mining. This is where I died to that bear. It was great. It was fantastic. But let me go fill up on food, and then we'll go start grid mining. It's gonna be kind of boring for a little bit, probably. But you know what? Searching for halite is it can be pretty boring. It's not the most fun thing in the world. But it is necessary. Like I really want to find it. Oh frick. Oh crap. Hold on. Medium. We should be okay. I really want to find it for cheese. I've never made cheese before. I really want to do that. Also, when I harvest the boars, I get so much meat. I really want to be able to salt some of that. And then I still need bauxite. Tier. I'm probably saying it wrong. Bauxite. Still need that for tier 1 refractory bricks. I am so tired of making little ones that you have to break apart every time. It's just, I want the big kiln. Another thing that I've been doing during winter is infrastructure. I've built a bunch of roads. That's the main thing that I do in winters, is build roads, because, you know, lakes freeze over, makes it easier to traverse. Some of these roads, like this northern road, I kind of went with the terrain. The southern road, I am digging straight through mountains, man. And I did find some ores when I was digging through those mountains, which was nice. But so the southern road is nice because you just go straight. This one twists and turns a little bit. Haven't really decided which one I like better. It is easier to make ones that twist and turn like this just because you're not digging straight through everything. I don't know, maybe it looks nicer, but it does take a little bit extra to traverse. We are going pretty far north. This is near, we're, I guess a little past spawn. Spawn's a little bit east of us. But you can see it turns sandstone. I will say everything from my base and below, all of this, andesite, 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 all the way down here. It's nothing but andesite. I found some, was it claystone? I was like, oh man, I think halite usually is under claystone. It was a very small patch. I dug all the way down to the mantle. Pure andesite. I am so sick of andesite. And then I did, up here is where I found the chalk, and I was very excited about it, and I was coveting it. I was like, oh, this is very precious to me. However, it's gotten to the point now where I've got just as much chalk as I do andesite, so I'm not really... I'm not super keeping all that anymore. So I've done the first east-west line. And so what I want to do now is go back through that east-west line and do... Oops, was that it? Hold on, I think this is... no, this is... No, I need to mark these. Mark these tunnels. It's not that one. We still gotta go north. We're gonna do pokey holes in that east-west tunnel to see if we see anything. I have poked my head into some of the caves around here because there's a lot of caves around here. I haven't seen any halite. Not yet. There we go. This is the one. Alright, yeah, and there's a ton of shale. So much shale. I know, I'm hitting my head. I don't care. I don't want any more shale in my inventory. Okay. So we're just gonna be poking some holes. Need to go ahead and eat that in my tummy. This is probably one of the hardest parts is finding halite is really hard because it doesn't show up as easily on the heat map as you think it would, because sometimes it's in like the orange spots. It's not always in the green spots. You can't just search the green. You have to search the orange too. So what I'm doing, so you can see here, I've got an orange spot here. So I dug a tunnel. It only went to here, so I probably should dig it more that way as well. But we're starting off here to here. And then we're going to be poking holes, and then we'll come back. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. Gave me a fright. I wasn't expecting that. So we're just going to do these little pokey holes. I'm hoping I need to keep an eye on the rift activity. If it gets up high, we're going to have to go back to base because I'm not going to be mining down here with a high rift activity. It can be a little spooky. I'm currently only rocking leather armor and some winter clothing, which does need repairing. Oh, I guess I did repair it recently. But my normal clothes need repairing pretty badly. But I've been holding off on that because of the lack of flax. So, also with halite, if you didn't know, it's in a pillar, and the top of the pillar is where the igneous and sedimentary rock meet. And what is, hold on, let me see what is what. Yeah. So the igneous rock that we're mining here is the chalk. No, the sedimentary rock we're mining here is the chalk. And the igneous rock we're mining here currently is shale, but down there it's the green one that starts with a P, and I can't remember how to pronounce it. But it's in there. Oops. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1, 2. I am using a similar strategy that a lot of Minecraft players will use when mining for diamonds, right? You skip 2 and then you go down, doing little pokey holes. I know some people prefer and Vintage Story prefer the salt shaker method, where you just dig straight down. And I think that works well for things that aren't salt. I definitely have done it for things that aren't salt. I've checked over there. There's nothing over there. Ow! Or on that side either. We'll still poke through here just in case. Okay, bye-bye. Look back here. We're just going down the line. I burned through so many iron picks. It's crazy. I kind of want to explore that cave again, though. Did I go all the way down it? I can't remember if I went all the way down it or not. Wait, hold on. Back out here. Yes, I did, because it just leads back outside. It doesn't go anywhere. It just goes outside. That's right. Okay. And still only medium. Wonder if he can hit me through that hole. Tried. I do think it's going to be a little frustrating searching for halite in chalk because they're both light colored blocks. So that's going to be something I have to keep an eye on. And there's some quartz here. I'm not really hunting for quartz right now. I've gotten a good bit of quartz. I have a quartz mine. We might need to go mine some more iron, though. I'm a little worried about my iron supplies at the moment. So I might go do that. I do have an iron mine. Oh, hello! Oh, hey, Ace! I'm looking for salt. It's so interesting. But we might go iron mining here in a minute, which should be slightly more interesting. I do think I need more lanterns though, for my iron mine. I don't think I added a new lantern last time. Oh, there it is. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the name. It starts with a P. It's green. I actually really like that rock. Periodite. There you go. That's what it is down here. So I am kind of hoping that we find another cave that'll open up And that's how I found Halite last time, as I went through a cave. It wasn't really, I was doing this. This isn't how I found it. This is how I found the cave that led me to find it. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get another cave to come up here, but oh, gotta eat. After we finish this pokey hole, we'll eat real quick. And then I think olivite is also in this greenstone, and I think it does not show up on the big prospecting search. I think it only shows up in the little prospecting search. Let's actually go ahead and check that, the node search, see if there's anything around here. I know there's quartz around here that's going to come up. No, nothing nearby. I guess quartz must be too far away. Nothing around here right now then. I also know that sylvite can only be found in halite, and you can sometimes find it that way. Haven't found any sylvite in the prospecting. All right, two more pokey holes, and then we'll go back to iron. We'll go to iron mining for a little bit, but we'll need to make some lanterns first. At least 2. Which does mean I'll probably need, yeah. So means I'll probably have to get to harvest some of my bee skeps in here. All right, we'll go back south. Yeah, the big caves are a lot more scary in Vintage Story than Minecraft, though. I love a good Minecraft big cave. Vintage Story, though, there's not a good way to light it up, and it gets real dangerous real fast. For anybody who might be new to Vintage Story, if you're searching if you're going and caving, you need to make sure you have a healthy pickaxe. You cannot break stone, any kinds of stone, with your fists or any other tools. So if you get stuck down there without a pickaxe of some kind, that's it. So you either need to bring dirt blocks to get out, to like pillar out, or make sure you have a pickaxe of some sort. It has happened to me before, and it does suck. Hello, is this my favorite game? It's one of my favorite games. I very much love this game. I'm about 120 hours into this save, and all right, so that was a wolf. Yay, 10 followers, awesome. Sorry, there's a wolf around here that I might need to deal with. Yes, so this save, I have about 120 hours in, and my last long term was about 150 hours in. Then I have several other, like, a lot shorter ones. I would still say I'm learning a lot, which is something I love. I love a game where I'm constantly, like, trying to figure out things and, like, learn how to do things more efficiently. So yes, this is probably one of my favorite games. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Just when you think you've got a handle on things, like you run into a bear or a wolf, a pack of wolves, or something, and they're always updating. So I do follow the dev logs and everything. It's very nice. Travel is a little, if you're familiar with Minecraft, travel in Vintage Story is a lot different. Like in Minecraft, you can get an elytra and you can fly around. It's fantastic. In this game, you can get an elk. I've never gotten one. Why haven't you set up any customized logo? Oh, I just haven't. The logo is currently of one of, oh god, there's a bear. One of my dogs, Bree, who passed away a while ago. So you're gonna run. So that's what it currently is. I don't stream a whole lot, so I just haven't set up the time. Haven't done that yet. I'm sure if they're, hold on, let me get in the water. If this bear's still chasing me. Okay. All right, we're safe. Yeah. I'm not sure if you were here earlier, but this death icon up here was playing a while earlier, and bear got me. it was actually two bears were chasing me. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind, but for right now, I'm good with what I've got. But if I decide to do more streaming in the future, I'll consider getting a logo set up. Whoop, there's a rift. All right, back home. All right, so real quick, we need to make a couple of lanterns, which I would love to be able to use the Helve Hammer for, but the wind isn't great. So I do have in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see it's got 11 Jan. That means it's the 11th of January. It's currently 12:44, minus 4 degrees Celsius, and the wind's at anywhere between 20 and 50%. The faster the wind, the faster the Helve Hammer. Get these in here. Eat. All right. Let's see if the how many. So if we're making lanterns, we need, that'll make 2 plates. That'll make 4 plates. We need 4 plates for 2 lanterns, I believe. Let me double check. Oh, here it is, copper lantern. Oh, no, just 1 plate. Okay, so we don't need 8. We just need 4. It takes 2 ingots to make 1 plate. We can do this. We can do this in the smithy if we need to. If the Helve Hammer's not running very well, we'll just smith it ourselves. So let's see what the Helve Hammer's doing. How are you running? Pretty slow. Pretty slow. So we'll just do it ourselves. Okay. That's all right. Plates aren't super interesting to make, which is why I usually try to do the Helve Hammer for them. But that's fine. We'll do this. Love having torches in every in every building. It is so great. All right, we're gonna put these up there. Get the hammer. Always make sure you've got a healthy hammer. If you break your hammer, it sets you so far back. You always want to make sure you got a good hammer going. All right, we'll just wait for these to warm up. Usually once they hit about 900 Celsius is when I'll start smithing them. I love how pretty this game is. It's so nice. And the weather is getting, it's not like cloudy all the time anymore like it was earlier in the winter. We got some blue skies now. It looks so pretty. All right. Almost. There we go. No, George. All right, so we're making a plate. Plate takes 2 ingots, so I'm just going to throw 2 on there. The way I like to smith is that I always use the down way, and I will just rotate the piece depending on what I like, where I'm working, so that I can use down. So I'm always just doing down. Down, down, down. Oops. Ah, there we go. Let's get these coming down here along the side. Wow, that music just gets real loud sometimes, doesn't it? All right, get down here. Yep, that's down there. Let me know if that's too loud for you guys, and I can turn it down some more. All right, so you see I right click to rotate it so that I can still use downs. Otherwise you're switching between the different methods all the time, and it's kind of super annoying. I think also, oh, hold on one second. Let me mute real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right. All right. So what was I saying? Yeah. Also for plates, I'm pretty sure you only have like 2 or 3 voxels left over at the end. So if you mess up, you could ruin a plate pretty easily. Oh man, I just feel like the music is still way too loud. Down at 20%. All right, back to game. Get 1 down here, and then 3 over here. And then we need 6 on this side. Yeah, it looks like, see, I only have 3 voxels remaining. But I think I'm far enough along that it won't. I don't think I can mess this up. Famous last words, though. There we go. And then we'll get rid of those last 3 voxels. Boop. And then I'm going to move it to my inventory. Another plate. Sorry, I just gotta move some windows around again. There we go. Okay. All right, and now we get to do that all over again. So again, like making plates, not very interesting, which is why I prefer to use the help hammer for this kind of thing. But when the wind's not really working for it, like it's down to 1% right now. this is going to be so much faster than trying to do the health hammer right now. But if the health hammer's working at a good speed, this takes no time for it to do. Yeah. Let's see. What are we getting around here? Those two. Those two. That. Okay. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Down, 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 down. Okay. And then get this side, and then we'll work on that last side by itself. Hope you can't hear my dogs screaming. These down. This is a slightly different way than I did the first one. This is a different, like this is a different order. Might be a slightly easier order. Okay. Nah, this isn't easier. I like the way I did the first one. There we go. Almost. We're getting there. We're getting there. Two. Yeah, I think I need one more down here. The bottom. I might have miscalculated that. Might have needed gone up one more. Yeah. I put too many at the bottom. Sorry. That. All right. And probably the next time I'm smithing, I need to make another hammer. But this should be fine for this. Okay. And get rid of these. 2, 3. Gone. Boom. Boom. Knife. And then let's try to throw these in here without hurting ourselves. There we go. All right, I am gonna have to break some of my skips to get some more honey, get some more honeycomb. Unless, I wonder if I have any more honeycomb over there. I need, yes, oh thank goodness, flax fibers, had to. I might have some over here from when I was sealing Crocs. Let's see. Oh, I need one more. Because I need 6. All right, let me just do 1 skep then. So instead of doing 2 skeps, I'll just do 1 skep. Let me go ahead and create a new one. I don't 100% remember the formula. I think it's down here. And then everything else. Yeah. All right, get that in there. All right. I'm gonna leave that open so I can run in there. I do have a training dummy out here that hopefully the bees will target instead of me. All right, that one's empty. This one's harvestable. Make sure we grab anything. Run. All right. Ooh. And then we will. Yep. Squeeze the honeycomb. All right. So we need 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, and then. What do I have in here? Brown coal? I don't remember how many brown coal I need for this. Start with 3. See what happens. Again, torch in every house. So helpful. It looks like the bees didn't come after me. It might be because it's winter. Okay, we need to eat. All right, we'll need to go fill back up on food here in a minute. We might need a fourth brown coal. Maybe not. We're about we're over halfway done. Maybe it was only 2. That was good. If you leave extra fuel in there, it will just burn the extra fuel. So make sure you take the extra fuel out so you don't waste it. Okay. Ooh. It was actually only 1 we needed. Okay. All right. Looks like the bees are not upset. Then I think I just need some clear quartz. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That. I feel like, is this it? I feel like I'm missing something. Nope. We're fine. Okay. All right. I am gonna sleep for a little bit because rift activity is medium. We're getting ready to go down to the iron mine, and just because it's gonna be dark and it's deep, I want to reduce the number of baddies that are gonna be spawning down there. So hopefully after we sleep, still medium. All right, well, we tried. We need to go out this door. So our iron mine's north. It's north, and then no, wait, hold on. Everything. Iron mine is one of these. This one. It's this one. Okay. So it's north, left, left. Roads. Look how beautiful. God, it's such a gorgeous game, man. Stop to admire the sky. Get mauled by a bear. It's great. Oh, just ran through another rift. When we get down to this mine, you'll see that the way I've been digging it out, it's like a big room. Ooh, this is exciting. It's a big room instead of, I used to try to like find the outside of the vein and then dig inwards, and that caused a lot of death. So now I just dig out one big room. Nice big room. Nowhere to get lost. Okay? Nowhere to die. Okay. There we go. Oh, there's some baddies down there. Oh, I should have brought some dirt to block it up. Okay. We'll be all right. Hopefully the light's enough to keep them away. That's why I like the lanterns, because they have a much bigger light radius, and I think you can use silver to make the light radius even brighter. I haven't tried that yet though. I'm interested in investigating that. But I haven't done it yet. I do have some silver. I also did find somewhere that has gold. Never dug up gold before. Not sure what it's used for. But I've got a location on it. All right, we're just gonna turn around and go back. And after this row, I'm probably gonna go over there because I really should have brought some dirt to block this cave off. I'm a little scared of that cave. Just a little bit. I think there is a way to like get yourself into like a horizontal position so that you're not having to mine like 2 blocks for that. I'm just not sure what that method is. I've never done that. Okay, so we're gonna start here, I guess, and we'll just go this way. But yeah, the way I would do this before is I would try to find the outside of it and then mine inwards. It would create a lot of little dark places for things to spawn. And then when I would die, I wouldn't know which direction I died in, and it was awful. This is definitely the safer way. Just probably a lot more boring, but it is a lot safer to just dig a big square. So this is the oh, I forgot to grab food. Oh well. We'll see how much food I have left here. How much? Okay. All right. We've already got a stack of medium chunks. Ooh. Nice big chunks. Okay. I think we'll be okay. We're not that far from base. We'll just mine until we're about 1/3 hunger, and then we'll head back. But we're getting some good chunks. Okay, rotate. Get some more. So this what is it? Mag something? What's it called? Magnetite is really easy to see, especially in andesite. Some of the ores are really hard to see. The first one that comes to mind is zinc. Zinc is, you see this little like pale brown? It's just like that, but circles. It's very hard to see. I do wish that one was a little easier to see. Especially for people who are colorblind. I'm not colorblind, but I used to work with, all at the same time, I worked with on the same team as 3 people who were colorblind. So I became very, very sensitive to like recognizing things that would be hard for them to see. So I still try to think about that. And I definitely think some of the ores like that are just a little too tricky to see for everybody. I know that you can, obviously look at the tooltip in the top middle, but it's not as immersive, Dang, we're gonna be able to get a good chunk. I thought the hunger was gonna go down a lot faster. No, we're gonna get a good little bit. And we got getting more andesite. Not really I've been making dirt paths. I don't really know that I want to decorate with andesite. It's kind of a boring block, but I might have to. I might have to do some of the wall with it or something, because I have so much of it. Up, uppies. I am very happy that this iron vein is so close to my base. I think the last long-term save I had, it was a little trek. And actually, I don't have a good copper vein that's close to base. It's a little bit of a trek for me to get to my main copper vein. But fortunately, I'm mainly onto iron now, still do need copper for some stuff, especially like the hoppers and things. I also use copper for nails because it's kind of like almost like a throwaway material, you know? Get so much of it. So, fortunately, it hasn't been too big of a problem. But I would like to... Probably do need to find a second copper vein, because I think my main copper vein is pretty much tapped out the last time I was there. But this iron vein still seems to be going strong, which I'm very thankful for. And I would love to move to steel, but I need to find bauxite first. Oof. Okay. I need to step away again for just a couple seconds. I'll be right back. I am back. Sorry about that. Oh, gotta move all my windows again. Can't see anything. Oh geez, don't be attacked, don't get attacked, don't get attacked. Okay. Alright, we're good. Good. Oh, there's one. Alright, let me just readjust my headphones and we'll go. Hello. Ooh. Deep drifter. Yeah, it took 4 hits instead of the normal 3. Where did you come from? I guess over there. Huh. Why did I do this? Let's try to open this up a little bit so that light can get over here. There we go. Okay. All right, we're starting to get down. All right, so we're gonna finish this stretch and then we'll head back home. And we'll break everything up, put it in the crate. A little bit more. It is nice that they're the cracked andesite. I think it takes fewer hits than normal andesite, like a normal block. Like the cracked variant takes fewer hits than the normal variant, which is nice. Doesn't affect your durability quite as much. All right, I think this, yes. Here we go. Go. You gotta get right in the corner. No, Georgie. All right. Oh, and it's daytime. All right. -12. I'm keeping an eye on the temperature because as soon as it starts warming up, I want to start planting flax. Ah, George, nobody. Oh, look, here's some flax. See if we get any. Hey, we got a little bit. Nice. Really want some flax planted, but what does it need? -5. It can go down to -5, which means with the greenhouse gives it +5. So that means it can't get colder than -10. And it was -12 just a second ago. Now it's -11. Now it's -10. So it's still getting down below -10. So not quite, we're still not going to be quite able to plant flax yet. Get that in there. Let's get some food. Forgot to get food earlier. Eat. How much is left in there? 1.6 servings. Okay. Let's throw this down here. All right. It is always fun to put all of the stuff away. Every time you come home, put everything away. That there. Some organics. Oh yeah, we got a decent amount. Ooh, I need to make some paths. We're getting full up on rocks. We got a decent amount. We look at this crate. I think we had less than 100. Yeah, we only had 22 nuggets left in there. So the hammer. Oh, we need to check on the animals real quick. Ooh, yeah. See that hammer getting low? Oh goodness, Kerrigan. She's doing some heckenborks. All right, get all that in there. Get in there, in there, in there. All right. Looking good. See if the sows are at 10 portions yet. The board doesn't matter. 9 portions is pregnant. All right, so we need to feed again so that she can get up to 10. I think 16 is correct. There we go. All right. These things, bloomeries. I'm tired of always having to use bloomeries for everything and the pit kiln for everything. I really want a nice big kiln with the refractory bricks. All right, what are we doing now? We are kind of low on iron, but I think I also move the rot over. So I need more fire clay bricks. So I might have to pause to go do that. There's never nothing to do in this game. There's always something. Always something. Because this is going to be the last, pretty much, of the fire bricks. So I think I still have some cooked flint stuff. Calcified flint. Over in clay. I might still have fire clay. Only a little bit. A couple fire clay bricks. Powdered calcified flint. I hear one of the spider guys doing the fake out. I'm not jazzed about that. I don't know where it is. But I hear it. All right, I think there was some more over in the wind. So let's go get that. You can see where I mined all that quartz out right there. Just an empty strip. Oh. Okay, Mike is picking up the dog, and I am so sorry about that. Let me close the door. Wasn't sure if it was picking them up or not. But You still might be able to hear him a little bit, but hopefully the door muffles it. All right. See if we can get the powdered calcified flint. There it is. Oh, that's right. I was like, why isn't there more? Okay, it's because we turned the Kieran off. That's why. That's why there's not more in there. And that's okay. It can be off for now. We do need to go get some more pies at some point from the cellar. Oh, I do need to check on the chickens as well, but let's get the fire clay stuff started because we're gonna have to cook this in the pit kilns. More. Can we do one more and then we should be able to get a full stack of bricks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop. Yes. All right. Okay. So I do know you can do two stacks. I've tried doing more. It doesn't work. You're gonna do 2 stacks in the same pit kiln. All right, oh, that one's just not gonna be completely full, and that's okay. Oops. We want a full stack. Full stack of that. Full stack of that. Okay. It's been a minute since I played, so I can't 100% remember the exact numbers that I need for a full pit kiln. I used to have those in my head for the 6 pit kilns, but it is not in my head anymore. So I just grab a full stack, and it usually works out. Here we go. Sticks. 4, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah. Great. Let's put this away before we start any fires. And before I get it started, just so that people who know can see, I do have what is this, rammed earth all the way around. You want to make sure that there's no flammable blocks right around it. Also got packed mud outside of that. Otherwise, your whole base could burn down and it won't be a good time. It'll be a bad time. All right, lit. And so these are different. So you can see at the top, it says unlit, and then you do the shift ignite, and then it changes to lit. I wish everything else did that. For some reason, only some things do it. And the pit kiln's one of them. I don't know why, but I wish they all did that. Come on. Okay, there it goes. All right, you check the time. About 6:30. Not too bad. We're gonna eat. Let's check the chickens, see if they have laid any eggies, or if... Oh, no, we're not waiting on eggies. We're waiting on growy uppies. Still little babies. Still babies. But again, I'm not feeding them right now because I don't want them to breed at the moment. I want these chickens to grow up so that we can start the next generation. All right, let's go ahead and clear some of the snow out for them, though. That out of here. Doesn't really matter, but I think it looks better. And I did do too high fences, because when it snows, they do stand on top of the snow, and I didn't want to risk them getting out. That's why it's too high up there. All right, food. We're doing food now. Do wish you could stack empty crocks, but you can't. Ooh, can these go in crates? Can you put crocks in a crate? Let's test this. I don't know. I might have to make a new crate. I don't want to use an aged one. H. Crate? Crate? Normal crate. Planks all the way around plus saw. Saw is in the house. Grab the saw. Yeah. Then we'll get some plankies. Do I have enough? I don't. Okay. Right there. Saw in the middle. Plankies. All right. Goes back in, and let's take the saw back. Sorry, they just ate. They get playful after they eat. They're just so excited. They are recharged. All right, let's put a crate down and see if this... Can we put... Oh! You can put Crocs in a crate! Oh my god, this is game changing. This is game changing. This is incredible. Let me get... Nope, not you. Not you. Switch. And switch. I want it down here, though. Okay. Here we go. And then I guess I'll need to get a different chest, because it needs to... Because once you make them too wide, you can't unmake them too wide. This in here. I also wonder if I just put that there. So, doot. Can I? Yes. Middle click. So I'm middle clicking the croc to select it from my inventory. Is that it? Yep, that's all of them. Oh wait. It only stores 20? It only stores 20 crocs. I mean, this is more efficient than it taking up a too wide chest. I still want a chest in here though. And also this, I don't know why this aged firewood is over here. It should be over in here. Where do I... Oh, I know where I have a chest. We got a chest over at the windmill. I'm gonna grab that. That's interesting. Only 20. I mean, I know, like, they have different amounts they can store. It's interesting it's only 20, though. But I'm not gonna complain too much. I'll complain a little bit. I'm not gonna complain too much, though, because that is definitely better. definitely better to store it in the, here we go. Store it in the crate rather than that big old double chest. Cleaner, easier to get out and put away. Dang, still kind of high rift activity. Still medium. That's interesting. I did have a temporal storm a few days ago, but I'm surprised the rift activity has been so high recently. Okay, and we got these. This is for bread making. You can put five I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to make more pies right now, but you can put 5 water buckets full of water in your inventory with the flour, and it'll make a bunch of dough all at once instead of having to keep refilling the 1 water bucket. Oh, but look, now I want to put these Crocs away. Okay, I think I'm gonna make another one and put another crate and put it downstairs. I need the saw. Wood. I'm gonna put that away. We'll put this downstairs. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, that one's still got a minute. Gotta use that guy up first. And we'll just put the crate back here. Yes. Okay. That's fine. I'm not storing anything in here. Probably should. These. Let's see. Let's see what's going bad first. I think it's gonna be these. So let's pull that and that. Bring them up top. And that'll be the flow. Okay. I like that. I'm glad we figured that out. That's real good. That's really good. Okay. I am curious if that other sow ate. Is eating. Okay, they're both pregnant now. Fantastic. It will take a while for them to have their babies, but it's okay. I am also playing on 20-day months. I like the length better, but I did change the crop growth a little bit, so it's closer to standard. It's slightly longer than standard. Like turnips take 10 days instead of 9 days, but I really like that layout of having it be longer months, but your crops aren't an absolute pain to grow. All right, I think we need to start getting the we need to use a bunch of this bunch of the iron that we just got. So each bloomery can hold 120, and that'll make, I think, 6 iron blooms. And then you need 6 charcoal per bloomery, and so I've got 4. So I need 24, not 16. There we go. And then if you shift caps lock, you can do 5 at a time, which is fantastic. Get all that in there. I was doing glass for so long for the greenhouses. It's weird doing iron now. I did a bunch of iron, then I switched to glass. Now we're switching back to iron, but I just always like to make sure I've got a good backup of iron. Never want to be out of iron or copper, honestly. So like the pit kiln, I would love if Bloomeries also had an unlit and lit state in the top center. Little notification. Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking at chat. Hold on, I see somebody. Oh, Ace. Hey. Sorry, I was looking at chat. Thanks. Yeah, I spent a lot of time like trying to get everything right. The main thing I wanted was a huge wall with a moat around the outside so bears couldn't get in. So that's great. And I did spend a lot of time like lighting up with the little lamp posts because I was tired of stuff spawning in there in the base. I would just be like working in the smithy and then something would just come up behind me. It wasn't a good time. But it's a lot better now. Let's check on the... All right, we got leather now. Okay. And so with the slacked lime, I think I was trying to make sturdy leather. Right? Oh, chromium tanned. Cooking pot. It's chromium tanned hide. Okay. What was I doing the slacked lime for? And also, where do I do chromium? Chromium sulfate, which is sulfuric acid. I have sulfur and crushed chromite. Sulfuric acid. Salt. I've got salt pepper and I've got sulfur. So we could technically do this. Do I have? I think I might want to wait until the next round of boar collection to do that. I thought there was another way to do sturdy hide. I thought, why am I doing slack lime? What's slack lime for? Slack lime. Ingredient for mortar. That's right. I was gonna start doing pretty stuff. Yeah, you need, yeah. We're not gonna do that right now. So you need mortar for refractory brick. But before I can do that, I need bauxite. Crazy how like one little thing holding you back. All right, we need pies. Random on pies. All right, now that's empty. We'll take it down here. And get another one from here. Then we'll get 2 more pies. Okay. I found that 2 pies is about good. I've tried 4 pies before and they started to spoil before I could eat them all, like stacked in my inventory. I found that too. So 8 slices. does pretty well. All right. Been streaming for almost 2 hours. I think I do need to wrap it up. We'll just go up to the top of the tower real quick. Just take another look around. It's nighttime. It's a nice clear sky. I love the sky in this game. Like all the different colored stars and the wisps. And like sometimes it looks like you can see planets and stuff. It's really pretty. All right, but I think that's about it. Let me see if I can find. It does look like there's somebody else, a couple other people playing Vintage Story. So I'm just gonna send you over to one of the other people playing. But thanks for tuning in.